An illegal immigrant truck driver accused of causing a deadly crash on a Washington state highway has been released, with federal officials saying local authorities ignored an ICE order to keep him in custody. William Ageness has more from Los Angeles. Hi, William.
Hey, Mike, you're right. Despite that ICE detainer, not only did Seattle's King County release him, it never even presented a case against 25-year-old Kamalpreet Singh, an Indian national who illegally crossed the border in 2023. Released by the Biden administration with a work permit, Singh got a California commercial driver's license, despite rules against giving CDLs to non-citizens.
CDLs are meaningless because all of these states have given them out. Like, when somebody produces that CDL, they think, oh, they're here lawfully, when in fact they're an illegal alien.
According to police, Singh falsified his logbook before the crash by enlisting a co-driver to extend his hours. Police say he also made, quote, no attempt to brake, killing Blake Pearson, who was simply stuck in traffic. His sister says the system failed Pearson, his wife, and children. Held for vehicular homicide, DHS wanted to deport Singh. Instead, he was released when the state didn't charge him. The Highway Patrol telling Fox, quote, this case is complex and we're still under investigation. We have found additional detail and needed to withdraw the original complaint. The case will be refiled in the near future.
So you telling me that we can have somebody come here illegally, get a CDL, be driving illegal, not doing his logbooks, gets into a crash, kills somebody, doesn't even bother to stop, right? He's in jail. Washington knows that he's a legal alien. They refuse to keep him, go against DHS, and they release him. They don't even keep him in jail for killing somebody. They just released him. And then you have the Washington Highway Patrol saying it's a complex situation. See, this is what happens when people don't have common sense. This is what happens when you live in a Democrat-ran state. Oh, it's okay. We're going to let him go. I don't even believe in deporting somebody when he kills somebody. Yeah, you're going to go to jail. You're going to work for free for the rest of your life. But how can we be united as one nation and we can't have our own rules? That's why I hate when they say the United States of America, because we're not united. There's no way this man should be released. He should be in jail underneath the jail. He killed somebody by doing things illegally. I'm coming from the trucking industry. I've been in the trucking industry. I had trucking companies, all blah, blah, blah. And the one thing that's the biggest problem in the trucking industry is illegal aliens getting licenses. Driving that can't read the language. Don't care if they kill people. It didn't happen in Florida. It didn't happen in Texas. It didn't happen in California. But guess where they get their licenses from? California. That's why I say California turning red. There's no way how you should be able to come here legally, illegally, and then you get a CDL license, then you drive and you kill somebody, and then they just say, oh, it's cool, don't worry, we'll let you go. There's no way. There's no way. He killed a 29-year-old man during what authorities describe as a collision involving multiple vehicles. That's crazy. He was labeled as an illegal immigrant. So despite the detainer request from ICE, Washington was like, nah, bro, we ain't listening to that. That's why I don't like this United States. Every state got their own agenda, bro. That's the reason why Washington going down. Washington got high property taxes now because all the business is leaving. They give more money to illegal aliens. They do stuff like this. It's sad. It's really sad.
Federal record shows Singh's employer has a record of violations, with their drivers and trucks taken off the road at rates well in excess of the national average.
Decision to allow these people to drive these dangerous vehicles was very reckless and put the entire country at risk. I always give the example of a roofer. When a roofer falls off the ladder, he hurts the roofer. But when a truck driver drives off the road, it usually kills the other people.
So we reached out to his employer to find out if Singh is still driving or even in the U.S. No reply. Mike?
Of course.
William Ageness live in L.A. William, thanks very much.
Okay, let's bring in Todd Lyons now, acting director of ICE.
That boy gone. You think he really in the States? He done dipped off. You can't even get justice for the man that lost his life and his family. You just let him go. That's a failure of the system. That's a failure because, oh, I don't like Trump. I'm going to go against his rules because it's Trump. Like, why are we doing this? Why? And then y'all get mad if that same family does something and find that man and kill that man. See, then y'all be upset. Oh, we're going to go after the family. Well, why don't you have that same energy going after this illegal alien that killed my husband? We're going to get to a point. I'm telling y'all, I said this about California. We're going to get to a point where people are going to have their own revolution. They're going to start saying, you know what? I can't depend on the government. I can't depend on the police. I'm going to take matters in my own hands. And that's what's going to happen in these blue states, in these blue cities. I'm telling y'all. Be aware of what's going to happen in Chicago. Be aware of what's going to happen in the state of Washington. Be aware of what's going to happen in California, New York. These people are going to rebel because they're getting screwed over and over and over again. If this was a black man that did this, he would not have gotten released. If this was a white American, he would not have gotten released. If this was a Latino American, he would not have gotten released. But now it's a legal alien. Y'all don't want to deal with it. Y'all don't want ICE in y'all state. Y'all can't even help, but y'all ask America for money. Washington going down, they just had a flood and it got towed up because they don't have no money.
Good to see you. This Kamal Preeti Singh guy, he came in during the Biden administration in 2023 near Lukeville, Arizona. He was released into the country under that same administration. At this point, do we know where he is? I mean, are you able to find him?
No, Aisha, that's the bad thing, right? When sanctuary jurisdictions release these individuals, they don't share the information with ICE. So we have to go out and find that individual again. And like you said, he came in 2023. You know, if we had the policies like we do now under President Trump, where there's no catch and release, he would have had his hearing, and if he was found eligible, he would have been deported that day. But instead, here we have a guy, shouldn't be in the country in the first place. He has a real ID. He has a real commercial driver's license issued by the state of Florida. And now some poor gentleman is dead right at the holidays, and his family doesn't have him because of these, crazy policies. The fact that they didn't want to keep him in custody. They already deemed he was a public safety threat by arresting him, right? He caused, vehicular homicide, allegedly. And now they want to re-release him back to commit crimes again. It's ridiculous.
Well, let's talk about that exactly, because there's this other case in Virginia, not far from where we are.
Yeah, we're not going to get into the next case, but what we see in the trucking industry, if you know anything about the trucking industry, I'll give you a little game before we get out of here. There's a lot of illegal aliens in trucking. Why is that? Who is the blame? Trucking companies. Because they want cheap labor, so they bring these people in and they roll the dice. The one thing I never did when I had my trucking company, I never hire illegal immigrants. I've been offered by so many guys to come work for me. They drive good, blah, 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 but I don't really know your skill. I'm being put on a gun. If you get in an accident, it's going to be my fault. So this is why we have to understand that, and that's why it's a big deal in the trucking world. And I love the fact that the trucking world is getting this press and this marketing, is that they see a lot of them are driving semi-trucks and can't read the language. They can't read the signs. They don't care. They're willing to drive 85 hours in a row. They just here to make money and get on. So I'm glad that we getting the spotlight on the trucking industry is because it's well overdue, but are they really going to do anything? The worst states for truckers, the worst states that have these bad truckers are Washington, California, New York. Those are the worst ones. And now Minnesota too, because the Somalian truckers. But those are all what? Democrat-ran states. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to see all the new videos. Also, too, if you see a trucker, say what's up. Be nice to him. Don't cut him off. Daily Show coming soon. Go get her Patreon coming soon. Can't wait. Keep working. All we got to do is keep working.